Hi, so PlayStation recently allowed you to get access to their PlayStation wrap-up of 2021, where you can access things like your most played games of 2021, how many hours you actually spent on your PlayStation consoles over all of that year. It can be quite an eye-opener, I have to say. So I thought in this video what I would do is I would share my stats with you, PlatinumBro stats, and I'll take you through my thoughts on the games I've actually played, and was it worth the time that I put into them? I guess you can figure that out and you can judge me entirely for it. Okay, so here we have the PlayStation wrap of 2021. I will include a link down below if you'd like to do your own as well. I encourage you to do so. It's always interesting to see. So it has a few things in this that we're going to check out and see how well PlatinumBro's been gaming in 2021. So the first thing you see is the amount of hours you played for. A total of 1,250 hours. That's a lot of hours. How many hours is that in days? I don't really want to know, but I think I'm going to have to find out, aren't I? So this works out that I played my PlayStation for 52 days of last year, that's like full days. That's pretty significant. I don't know how I feel about that. That seems really quite high. I don't know if it considers like inactive time, it just being on, because I leave my PlayStation on like for hours at a time, like if I'm editing videos, or if I'm like just on my phone, or if I'm like actually like I'll have it on at my lunchtime and then I'll leave it on for like 6 hours and I'll not even touch it. So I don't know if that's actually right. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. That seems just like too much, because I often feel like I only game like probably like 20 hours a week, which would be, to be fair, that would be like 1,000 hours actually. So maybe it's not far off actually. Maybe some weeks I do game more than I think. He has the hours breakdown. So this is the amount of, PlayStation 5 titles and PlayStation 4 titles. So I have played 385 hours on PlayStation 5 titles, 865 hours on PlayStation 4 titles. 69% of my total time was on PS4 titles. Nice. And then 31% of PS5. 109 hours played online. 278 days out of 365 I played my PlayStation. That sounds pretty right, to be fair. I pretty much have it on every day. Sounds pretty spot on. And 1,141 hours played locally. Yeah, I've played a lot of PS4 games last year. A ridiculous amount. The only PS5 games I really played were the likes of like Watch Dogs Legion and Miles Morales. That's really the only things that come to mind, mate, potentially. Whereas most of the titles, I was in a backlog. I'm always in a backlog. A never-ending battle to beat games in my backlog, including the likes of Ghost of Tsushima, which was like a big slog last year. And some other games, Diablo as well. Diablo 3 was a monster slog. That was like 100 hours as well. I mean, oh no, to be fair, Hades on the PS5. I spent a lot of time on that one, to be fair. But yeah, mainly PS4. I think next year, as in this year coming, as in 2022, God, get my numbers out. I think it's going to be a little bit more mixed. I could see it maybe being 50-50 this year. I don't think I'm going to be walking away from PS4 titles. Looking at my backlog, there's going to be a lot of PS4 titles on there. But I'm currently playing Alien Isolation. No, not Alien Isolation. Alien Fireteam, which is probably going to be like 150 hour platinum, which is a PS5 game. And then I want to play some other games like Riftbreaker, The Pathless, Ghost Runner, all PS5 titles. So maybe next year, this year, get it right, it actually will be more even-ish. Something about Death Stranding cut. If you're interested, I mean, I haven't even played it. Maybe it's just trying to upsell me on Death Stranding, and then through my channel, so we're trying to upsell you the Death Stranding Director's Cut. Now that's like some sort of gamingception right there. Some marketingception. Well played, Sony. Well played. So in 2021, PlatinumBro played 66 games. Now that's just for some context. If you have been watching me for a while, the first 3 to 6 months of 2021, I played a lot of like fast games. I was quite bothered about the leaderboards. I was playing a lot of easier games. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if 50 of those games came in the first 6 months of the year, and I didn't play it as much in the later end. Or if I did, I spent so much time on single games. Okay, so here we have my top games of 2021, and at the top you can see Ghost of Tsushima, 177 hours. I recently just 100%ed that. I'm not sure if that includes idle time, because I feel like I did spend a good 30 hours idly, but I wouldn't be shocked to find out that I spent 150 hours on this game. It really was quite the mammoth of a game. If you're just going to go for the Platinum, it's 60 hours, but if you can do the Legends mode, which is about 50 hours, 40 hours, New Game Plus, there's so much to do, and it's a great game, but there's a lot of hours, and you can just see behind my head that we have my second most played game is Hades, with 132 hours, and then Diablo 3 with 120 hours, Remnant from the Ashes, 113 hours, and then finally Watch Dogs Legions, 96 hours. Now, I'm looking at these lists, and I'm probably going to say that these games are probably, these first 4 games are some of the best games I played last year. I said Hades was my game of the year for last year, but Remnant from the Ashes is probably one of my favourite games of all time now. So to see that I've spent, you know, a fourth, maybe a fifth of my time last year gaming on these 4 games actually makes me pretty happy, because although Diablo isn't in my top 10 games of all time, it was a really interesting over-the-top isometric RPG, and I had a great time with it, and it really opened my mind to what else is out there in terms of RPGs, different game styles. And then that led me on to Hades, which was another over-the-top game, and I've spoke about this game endlessly. I've made videos about it. I absolutely love it. It is one of the best games I've ever played, to be honest. I think it's completely fantastic. Same applies to Remnant from the Ashes, a Soulsborne third-person shooter game, which, honestly, if you watch anything from my channel, I would just say, like, these 4 games, if you want some new genres to play, they're all absolutely fantastic games. That then brings us on to Watch Dogs Legions. How do I feel about the fact that Watch Dogs Legion is my 5th most played game of last year? Quite frankly, it makes me kind of want to put this pen through my eye. And that's kind of how I feel. That's how I feel when I think about the game anyway. But the fact that I spent almost 100 hours of my gaming time, so like, you know, like 80% of my entire time gaming was spent on that game last year, makes me just want to like headbutt something hard. Yeah, not a great game. I didn't like it at all, and now I'm sad. Yeah, thanks Sony. Thanks for reminding me of my failures and my just lunacy. We then got, okay, how many trophies I earned this year. So I earned 2,340 new trophies. That's a lot of trophies. I think I've got about 10,000 now, which will tell me that I earned like a quarter of the trophies I've ever earned this year. Well, you know, it is what it is, you know. I am PlatinumBro, you know. Got to earn them trophies for the boys. Okay, so here's my trophy cabinet of this year. So last year, holy cow, I earned 95 platinum trophies, 757 golds, 507 silvers, 981 bronzes. Didn't realise I earned that many platinums, to be fair. I mean, like, how have I then played only 66 games? That's because of stacks. I'm going to use my logic to determine and confirm. That's because I played a lot of games more than once. Like, a lot of the easy games have like 4 or 5 stacks on them. So actually, I probably played more than 66 games if you class stacks. So yeah, it's a lot of platinums. I set myself a goal of 15 platinums for this year, so you can kind of see how my gaming has changed as of late. And that's a lot of plats. I mean, to be fair, yeah, I'm pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's all I really have to say, to be fair. The numbers don't really matter to me anymore, so. Awkward thumbs up. Yeah, that's it. What a year. True, Sony, it's quite an interesting year for me personally, and YouTube-ly wise and gaming wise, so, you know, you always know what to say, Sony, you always know what to say. So there we have it, guys. There was my wrap-up for 2021. I was a little bit shocked at the amount of time I'd spent on it. I didn't think I'd played my PlayStation for that long. I think Idle definitely comes into it. My 4 top most played games, I'm really happy to see I spent that much time on them, because they're all fantastic games. Watch Dogs Legions, not so much. Maybe I need to do some more reflection next time I play a game like that, which I'm not enjoying. Maybe it's not worth the extra 80 hours when after 10 hours I want to blow my brains out. But you know, we all mature as gamers, and we all, you know, get better as we go. So yeah, that's all for this one. As I said previously, I will leave a link down to the wrap up down below, so you can have a look at all your stats, all the trophies you've been earning, all the games you've been playing, all that jazzy stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.